Uh, I'm curious. Those of you who went to boarding houses, boarding school. I went to boarding schools all through university, like just one, just three. Boarding school, two separate boarding schools with two separate experiences. One was a government school, the other was a mission school, kind of like private mission. Does anyone remember what their first experience was like? Just one. I mean, your very first day. I remember I was excited. I was so freaking excited, and I'm not going to lie. What excited me was the fact that I had all these provisions because, like, I had my box stocked up with provisions, milk, cabbage, cornflakes, and the prospect in my head was, when I'm home, I love to eat. Like, I eat a lot of junk shit. I love junk food. So my own thinking was, I'm finally going somewhere where I can eat the hell I want, however much I want, without any restrictions. Oh boy, was I in for a shock. But anyway, what was it like for you guys? Because me, as soon as my mother was going, it turned into something wild because I started bawling my eyes out. I was crying. I didn't know, and it was so stupid and it was so surreal because my mother started crying too. I mean, yes, I get it. Like, her baby boy is going off, and my mother's usually like the strong one, like doesn't show any emotion. I'm like, baby. I was bawling my eyes out, and it didn't help that by the time I got into the hostel, the senior guys were trying to like, well, they were not necessarily being mean, but they, just trying to like show some muscle, like, hey, come here. What's your name? Where are you from? Stuff like that. And the kind of voices they were using, like, this intimidating voices. And I remember the very first night. It's a government school, of course, so don't expect things to be up to standards. It was smelly. There was water everywhere. Oh God, I couldn't even. Then there were mattresses. Some people had like 3 mattresses piled up. Some mattresses looked like they were blankets. And then I had people sleeping on the floor. I was one of such people. I slept on the floor. You had to like spread your mattress on the floor and then sleep because there were no bunks. And I remember there was this particular guy, Ismaila, for close to a week. At the end of every day, I do not know where Ismaila is, but I hope God blesses you, because at the end of every day, each night before we go to bed, we always had a crying. When we put our heads under the blanket and we would cry our eyes out, like we would cry our eyes. I can't even remember if we were holding hands, but we were really crying, guys. We would cry and then go to sleep. I think it helped because it just made everything much better for the next day. I was not prepared for that. I was not prepared. It's not like you had water 24/7. You had to wake up very early in the morning to go fetch your water, and then by the time you go to fetch the water, it's almost getting to your turn to fetch, and then the senior comes in and he's like got a pile of buckets and he just like kicks everybody's buckets out and then fetch it. And then, mind you still have to get back to the hostel to do your chores, do your duty, get ready for school and be out of the hostel. It was crazy, man. Like, bloody crazy. It was crazy. And then like, it's 7:30, get out of the hostel before the count of 2. 1, 2, and they're hitting on it, and everybody's going, and they're like, oh shit. No. Yeah, so much for independence of wanting to have all the cabin flakes and cornflakes without restriction. I did not sign up for that. I did not know that that was what I was going to have to face. But Hey, what was your experience like?